Many people who know the Epic of Gilgamesh assume that it was simply a mythical tale.
Something that they thought was simply a myth.
However, a new tomb discovery by archaeologists digging in Iraq is on the verge of confirming the authenticity of the famed giant Gilgamesh.
The Sumerians described them as humanoid but non-physical spirit beings.
Where in Iraq did archaeologists find this tomb? What did it contain when it was opened up after being sealed for thousands of years? And how does it affect our fundamental understanding of the Epic of Gilgamesh? Stay tuned to find out all these and more. There is nothing more exciting than finding out that figures assumed to only exist in ancient myths were actually real human figures that walked the earth. Among the most legendary is King Gilgamesh from the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh revolves around the life, challenges, and personal transformation of the titular character, King Gilgamesh of Uruk, whose exploits and superhuman abilities form the core of the narrative. Gilgamesh is described as being 2/3 god and 1/3 human, giving him unparalleled strength and capabilities. With a physical stature that dwarfs others and a beauty that rivals the gods, his divine lineage marks him as someone special. But of course, with such power comes arrogance. Gilgamesh's early reign is characterized by his tyrannical behavior, as he exhausts his subjects with endless building projects and asserts his rights over newlywed brides, causing distress and anguish among his people. In response to the pleas of the people of Uruk, the gods craft a wild man named Enkidu from clay. Designed to be Gilgamesh's equal in strength, Enkidu's initial role is to distract the king and prevent him from causing further harm. However, after a dramatic wrestling match that ends in a draw, Gilgamesh and Enkidu incredibly become close friends. Their bond is deep, and together, they set out on a series of adventures that further highlight Gilgamesh's abilities. One of their earliest adventures is to the Cedar Forest, the domain of the demigod Humbaba. Despite warnings about Humbaba's immense power, the two friends, driven by Gilgamesh's desire for fame and glory, venture into the forest. Armed with his immense strength, determination, and the aid of the sun god Shamash, Gilgamesh confronts and slays Humbaba. This act, while it further cements his reputation as a formidable warrior, also draws the ire of the gods. Another demonstration of Gilgamesh's might is when he rejects the advances of the goddess Ishtar. Infuriated by this refusal, Ishtar sends the Bull of Heaven to destroy Uruk. With their combined strength, Gilgamesh and Enkidu face the celestial creature, managing to kill it and further angering the pantheon. This defiance comes at a price. The gods decide that one of the two friends must pay for their insubordination. They choose Enkidu, who soon falls ill and dies. This loss shatters Gilgamesh, who until this moment believed himself invincible. His grief drives him on his most profound journey yet, the quest for immortality. Desperate to avoid Enkidu's fate and the inevitability of death, Gilgamesh seeks Utnapishtim, a man granted eternal life after surviving a great flood, an account that predates and bears similarities to the biblical story of Noah. This journey tests Gilgamesh's limits. He traverses vast mountains, faces the Scorpion Man and his mate, and navigates the waters of death. Along the way, his exploits emphasize his resilience, endurance, and refusal to bow to the fates. However, Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh that immortality is not within human grasp. He relates his story of the flood, of how the gods decided to wipe out humanity, and how he was chosen to survive and later granted eternal life as a unique gift. Challenging Gilgamesh's resolve, Utnapishtim sets a task. If Gilgamesh can stay awake for 7 days, he may gain the secret to eternal life. Predictably, Gilgamesh fails, further underlining the limits of his God-given powers in the face of nature and divine decree. Nonetheless, Utnapishtim offers Gilgamesh a consolation, a plant that can restore youth. Seeing a chance to bring something of value back to Uruk, Gilgamesh obtains the plant but loses it to a serpent during his journey back. Tough luck. Everything was not lost, though, as Gilgamesh returned as a wiser king, while still retaining his unparalleled physical strength and ability. For many centuries, researchers and historians tried hard to unveil the Epic of Gilgamesh, to prove he was a real historical figure. However, it took the effort of one man, Austen Henry Layard, in the 19th century to really get things started. Layard's excavations in the ancient city of Nineveh, which commenced in 1849, were groundbreaking. Not only did he shed light on the Assyrian civilization's grandeur, but he also discovered a plethora of artifacts and inscriptions that pointed toward a profound literary culture. Among the wealth of discoveries were the libraries of Ashurbanipal, the last significant king of the Assyrian Empire. The libraries that Layard unearthed were a reservoir of knowledge, containing thousands of cuneiform tablets preserved for millennia beneath the ruins. These tablets were the remnants of Ashurbanipal's commitment to gathering knowledge from all corners of his empire. Layard's discovery of this trove was pivotal, as the library was the primary source for understanding Assyrian culture, their religious beliefs, laws, and literature.